Sometimes in the middle of our daily life routines, we can experience some emotional meltdowns or decreases of energy or motivation in our lives that makes us feel that we can carry on with all the things that we need to do, and we feel bad because we know that we should be being productive, but we just can't because we're stuck mentally. Have you ever experienced this? Because I have. I think I can perfectly experience this once every 2 weeks or once a month, or even more frequent than that. Each person is a world. But it's clear to us that this happens. We're not perfect human emotional beings. We have ups and downs, and this can be due to cycles. We have energy cycles that are constantly up and down, and sometimes we might have a week where we're fully productive and we don't stop working or studying, and then at the start of next week suddenly we're feeling super low on energy and down and unmotivated, and we just don't know what's wrong with us. So there might not be necessarily a reason for us to feel like this, but other times this can actually be due to a reason, such as an event that has caused us to feel sadness or frustration or anger towards someone. We're stuck mentally and we feel unmotivated and we don't wanna do anything. So after experiencing these ups and downs many times throughout my life, I think I come up with 4 different practical steps that you can implement in order to get out of these feeling and get back to your routine as soon as possible. And here I'm not speaking about you having any clinical depression or clinical anxiety or anything like that, since I'm just talking from my own experience. So this is just applicable to ordinary breakdowns or lack of motivation. For people who's got a general sense of satisfaction in their lives and a well-established routine, who just might experience this moments of feeling down and they want to know how to get out of it. So the first step to recover from feeling down is to allow yourself to feel whatever you're feeling. The common assumption is that feelings are wrong, that you shouldn't be feeling down, you shouldn't be feeling angry. That is not true, because feelings are something natural. We're human beings. We have the parts in the brain that are especially developed to feel emotions, like the amygdala. So you start by identifying the feeling that you're experiencing. It could be sadness, it could be frustration, it could be anger, it can be a lack of total motivation towards anything. Whatever it is, you identify it. That's the first step. However, you don't identify with the feeling. You should see feelings and emotions as energy. They circulate throughout your body, but they're not you. Once you know that you're the victim of a temporary shift in your energy caused by an event, you have to experience self-compassion, which means that you stop criticizing yourself for not getting work done, for not getting up off the bed, for not being productive that day. And instead you learn to forgive, because it's not your fault that you're experiencing a particular emotion and thoughts. The mind's very tricky, and you have just to accept that that's your current state and forgive yourself. And the next thing is that you prioritize yourself. This is the perfect opportunity for you to work on the things that disturb you, that bring the worst out of you. And this is actually the key to spiritual growth, which is not the topic that we're going to talk about today, but it's the very first step to stop feeling down. And once you've identified that feeling and have forgiven yourself for being a totally normal human being, you feel the feeling. So you implement this technique of visualization, where you imagine the feeling or the emotion is just a cloud of energy and it's just passing through you. You're the obstacle. And that way, you're not repressing it. You're not leaving it stuck inside of you. You just let it go. And you will notice that once you let it pass through you, it will go away. Once you've allowed yourself to feel whatever you're feeling, the second step is to experience gratefulness. You have many reasons to feel grateful for. Hopefully, you're a person whose first necessities have been met. you've got food, you can sleep, you've got a house, you've got protection, hopefully you've got people that love you or people you can rely on. Those are already reasons to feel grateful. So find those reasons, and by finding them, I just don't mean think about them, because, well, that might make you experience gratefulness, but you can also get yourself out there and experience firsthand that gratefulness. For me, my example is that whenever I want to experience that gratefulness, I go running outdoors, surrounded by nature. And the nature, the green, the air, the freshness in the atmosphere, and then the feeling of, yeah, I'm sweaty, I'm tired, but I'm also feeling great because my heart's been beating very fast, and I just feel alive. That sense of connectedness with the everything, like I'm part of something else than just myself, you know? And that's definitely the experience that makes me feel grateful the most. But for you, something else might work. You could think of something that you're proud of, that you achieved in the past. You can engage in an activity that brings you enjoyment and makes you feel fulfilled, as I spoke about in my last video. And if you haven't seen it, check it out. I'll leave it somewhere here. You can spend time with people that bring value to your life and that make you feel so good. You can just think about how grateful you can feel that you've got a healthy body, or that you don't have a critical condition. And in this sense, it can be positive to compare yourself with other people, as long as you do it in a healthy way. Like, don't think like, I'm the best and look at them, you know? I mean, like, be grateful that you could have perfectly been in their situation, whereas right now you are alive, right? And you don't have any reason to feel like that your life's gonna end soon. Why gratefulness? Because gratefulness makes you focus on positive things. And when you're in a state of feeling down or stuck mentally, your thoughts are negative, and that feeds back on your emotions, which are also negative, which at the same time feed back on your thoughts, and it's just a loop you cannot get out of it. So how to stop and break that loop? Experience gratefulness, focus on the positives, and that will hopefully change your perception of things. So once you've felt the feelings and you switch your negativity towards the positivity that gratefulness brings, the third step is more about how to get back into routine, how to recover control of your life. And you start by remembering your goals. So think about the why. What are the reasons why you do the things you do every single day? What is your goal? What is your objective? What gives meaning to the things you do every single day? So why do you work? You would say, well, I work to earn money. Okay, that's obvious, but I assure you that you work because of many more reasons. You work because you want to add value to society, you want to do something productive and then maybe do something meaningful, but you also work to maintain your mind occupied with something, and that's good because you're also getting entertainment from that. And who knows, if you enjoy your work so much, you might be getting that sense of enjoyment that I talked about in my previous video, which is so valuable to you and so fulfilling. Moreover, you work because that benefits you from social interaction, especially nowadays in a context of a pandemic where it's really hard to maintain that level of social life. And just by going to work and interacting with people, even though if it's just to talk about the things you need to do, that helps a lot with your sense of social life. And same thing with studying. If you're right now in the middle of your degree, like me, why are you studying? Well, because I want to obtain a degree to eventually graduate in the future and obtain a job. Yes, of course. But you're also studying in order to learn the knowledge and skills that you will need in the future, to get that experience of how it feels to be persistent and consistent to attain your goals. That's something very valuable that you only obtain right now by studying. So by remembering your goals, you are remembering your purpose. And we as human beings, we have our egos. We want to feel like people or society needs us. And by having goals and objectives in our life, we gain a purpose, we gain meaning. That's the fuel that drives us to achieve things in life and become better. And finally, the fourth step tells you exactly how to get out of that stagnation state. And this fourth step is to create a plan of action. Because yes, it's important to feel your feelings and reflect about what are your thoughts, why do you feel grateful for, what are your goals, why are you doing the things you do in life. But it's also as much important to take action. We tend to think that motivation always precedes action, but this is actually totally not true, because this is a mutual relationship, which means that action can also lead to motivation. It doesn't have to be necessarily one leading to the other. So by taking action, you also get inspired and you also get the motivation to keep doing more stuff. So here I suggest to create a next day strategy, which means that you're gonna allow yourself to spend this day as you are with your disturbance. Focus on that. Maybe implement the steps that I suggested before. But from tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, whenever you feel like you're gonna be ready, or you decide that it's this day that you want to start getting back to action, from that day, let it be tomorrow, you're gonna do a little bit of what you had to do, a little bit of your routine. You're just not gonna jump back to your full routine schedule, but you're gonna progressively incorporate back to that routine by just starting with something, with a little action that you want to do tomorrow, either watching this lecture or just getting out of bed and do some exercise, even though you're not gonna work for that day. Whatever it is, just take some action, as little as it can be. The point here is that that little action of the next day creates momentum. And momentum is that sensation of feeling slightly better, of getting back that little confidence that you can do more stuff. So that momentum pushes you to want to do more things even the next day, and to feel capable that you can retake control of your life back again. If you don't have a routine and you can incorporate back to it, then create one. Routines are so important. You need to have some sort of structure in your life and planning. Otherwise, we keep missing the things that we need to do, and we're not effective, and we feel like our life is a mess. And you need some sort of structure and organization in order to feel that you're in charge of your life. So here it's very important to be patient with yourself. Don't push yourself too hard. Don't feel like you gotta be back to routine now or never. It's just doesn't work like that. Like, be kind to yourself, have patience, and it's totally normal that you have ups and downs. But in order to recover properly and be back to your 100% version, you need to chill. You need to recover your energies, and whenever you're ready, you'll go back to your full version. So these are the 4 practical steps that I recommend you that you can follow whenever you're feeling down and you want to get back up easily. Because sometimes when this sort of moments hit us, we don't know what to do. We feel so bad with ourselves, as if there were something wrong with us just because we're feeling down, because we're human beings experiencing emotions. Like, and I believe that in our current society, in our everyday lives, we have so much pressure to function at our 100% every single day, and it's like, God, let me breathe. Like, I'm not perfect, but neither are you. And when you don't understand that you need your own time to recover from feeling down, you just force yourself to do more and more, and that leads to more stress and negativity, and you end up in a real breakdown. Like, that's how people get depressed and real anxious. So yeah, hope this helped you. Definitely go back to this video whenever you're feeling down. See if it works for you, because if it works for me, doesn't mean that it might work for you. But yeah, let me know maybe in the comments. That would be nice to know, since it's good to know a different perspective than my own. You know, you guys are the best. Like, you've left me really nice comments before, and people are giving me so much support for this channel. So I'm really thankful for that. And you see, that's another reason to feel grateful. So I'll see you in the next video.